What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this video, we have everyone saying Yogi, not Modi, for this big event. Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you would like to support the channel further, all you gotta do is hit that join button to become a member and get your exclusive benefits. Let's dive in.
Okay. So we put out the latest breaking news story on a recent event, right? And in the video, I said, man, we sure could use Modi on this. Then we start getting so many people responding with, no, you don't need Modi for this. On this one, you need Yogi, right? Yogi, come to find out, is a chief prime minister of Uttar Pradesh. We wouldn't normally do a piece on him. So my team gets back with me. And I'm like, well, who's this Yogi? And they come back and say he's an extreme Hindu in Uttar Pradesh, in India. And I'm thinking, well, India is a country that has been built on Hinduism for the most part. So I hope that there would be a public official in there that's extreme on his beliefs in Hinduism for the most part. Okay. And I'm like, well, by extreme, do you mean he's arresting people who don't agree with him, right? I was like, who don't agree with him, or worse, if you catch my drift out there. They said, no, he's not doing anything like that. But he's bulldozing houses and buildings of people who don't legally hold residence there, or if they're affiliated with gangs or the mafia or serving no positive purpose to the community, he bulldozes their houses. I'm like, now.
I never heard of anything like this. Wow, he said he bulldozes houses. I agree. Bulldozing the houses, people affiliated with criminal and gangs. Damn, but they got families that may live in their house that didn't do anything. It's tough. It's tough, but you got to take a stand. I just hate situations like this because I feel like I think a lot with my heart. And so whenever I hear about like houses being torn down, I understand that, hey, we're criminals, people who don't offer like anything, who aren't doing anything, people who have no legal documentation to be there. But I understand like the government stepped in and said we got to do something about this, so this don't keep happening. But I don't know. The hardest out of me just think is people inside, probably some innocent people inside of these houses, or kids inside of that need a roof over their head. So it's a tough situation. Let me know what y'all think.
Like, what? They show me a couple videos and I'm like, wow. Okay, now I know what they mean by we need Yogi. This guy is a freaking beast. If you know who Tom Homan is and how he deals with illegal immigrants in the U.S., well, think about Tom Homan without a leash, running wild with heavy machinery into neighborhoods that have been overtaken with crime and mafia gangs. That's Yogi. And the majority of the people in India are down with it. They're game. They let's do it. Give him give him all the leeway he needs. And they're literally asking the courts to stay out of his way or rewrite the laws so that he can continue doing what he's doing. So here's just
and like I said, although I feel like my heart but I understand criminals and gangs like harassing other people and causing harm to other people, and like they have to be punished and taught a lesson. I guess I was just thinking in terms of kids or maybe innocent people inside of these houses, and they need this roof over their head. And these criminals and gangs are the ones providing that roof with illegal means, but still it's a roof over people's head. I guess that's in terms of our thinking. But I do understand like the people like standing up and supporting that, because like if criminals and gangs are a problem, then we need to get rid of it.
Resume on what he's accomplished so far. So hold on to your hats, okay? Let's go. In the last 8 years, under the leadership of Yogi Adityanath, the UP police, the Uttar Pradesh police, have arrested 222 criminals in encounters. 130 terrorists have been arrested. 8,118 gangsters have been injured. 930 criminals have been charged under the National Securities Act. At the same time, action has been taken by about 80,000 criminals under the Gangster Act, and property worth 142 billion rupees, that's about 1.6 billion US dollars in real estate, of criminals has also been confiscated by the government. Also,
Dang.
2 rapists have gotten the death penalty, and 685 criminals have been sentenced to life in prison.
Dang. Yeah, he really don't play no games. My days. Does anybody know the population of Uttar Pradesh? When he's talking about these numbers, like what's the population of people in Uttar Pradesh though? But yeah, Yogi said you do the crime, you gotta do the time, right? You do anything against the law in any way, then you gotta face punishment. And Yogi gonna be there to deliver it.
Take notes, world. This guy's got a recipe for stopping the mob of intruders. If you're not yet familiar with the name Yogi, it's likely that you will soon recognize this face or his face and become aware of his identity. And many of you will start looking for someone like this in your neck of the woods. Whether you're in the UK, whether you're in France, whether you're in Africa or England or America or Canada, how is the West ever going to get past these people? Every time I turn around, there's another major player who seems to have the globalist one world order party figured out in India. And they know how to keep their country from being swept out from underneath them. And these Indian players, they have the knowledge and the guts to stop it. And quite frankly, they're doing it. Modi's party in India, for example, destroying the imperial power's most effective tools that have seemed to work for ages in maintaining control over civilizations around the world for centuries. India's prime minister has George Soros on the OSF watch list since 2016, which requires them to get prior approval from government before funding any Indian NGOs or organizations. This decision was taken due to the alleged violations of foreign exchange laws. And what does that tell you? What does that tell you? That this party, what is it, the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJPs?
BJP.
I probably said that wrong, but the BJP of India, they're practically a living antidote, or should I say the BJP is to globalistic agendas what kryptonite is to Superman. Consider this. A highly advanced systematic machine being challenged and dismantled and thoroughly examined by these individuals. Then they keep the good stuff and they're progressing it into their future, achieved through understanding and knowledge rather than through force, weapons, or violence. Every time I see a new face pop up and I listen to what they're doing and the changes that they're making, I'm like, these guys are serious contenders. They're commanders in what they do. They're the best of the best in the world.
You just feel like I say that in so many videos as I've started reacting to, and since I started, and I saw more videos of Modi, and I saw the videos of Jashankar. I don't know why I couldn't think. And I saw videos of I watch her almost every day give me the news, and I can't for the life of me remember her name. My brain's just blanking. But you just feel like Modi put so many the perfect people in the perfect spots. Like he's got you feel like he's got the most qualified people in his government because it just feels like everybody's so great when I watch interviews. Whether it comes to the finance minister, whether it comes to foreign affairs, whether just got the perfect person in the right spot, and then Modi's just the perfect leader to lead it all. So I absolutely agree with him.
There. So I watched a whole bunch of Yogi, and Yogi is delivering a message to their parliament. It would be like our Congress or our Senate, and warning them. And he's 100%, and I'm listening to one, and I'm like, he's onto it. He's onto it. He's 100% on fire, accurate. And though it may sound simple, it's not. You see, he gets it. He gets it. A lot of people get it too late, but he's not getting it late. You see, and it's a language barrier. Language barriers is what we're talking about. The language barriers are very perplexing and complicated form of psychological warfare that, if not addressed sooner than rather than later, has without a doubt stolen many countries, stolen their identities throughout the world. We're seeing nations right now currently engaging in language wars all over the world. Many of them in Africa, like Burkina Faso, Mali, Chad, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda. There's just too many to name. So in lieu of your time, I'll stop with those. But they've all come to the same disheartening conclusion. that by losing their language, their countries have lost their true identity in their history, in their culture, in their past, in their morals, in their land, in their beliefs, in their
I
resources.
agree.
Not to mention they've lost lives in battles over this. And again, I could go on to more things that they've lost, but it starts to get demeaning if we haven't already gotten there. And
I think, and I react to Indian YouTubers who kind of talk about this in a sense of losing like your history, like still teaching the same history that the colonizers from Britain came over and forced Indians to learn. Right? They forced them to and said this is what happened, this is how it was, and that's not how it was. But victors write the story, right? They get to write whatever story. And I watch these Indian YouTubers, and like we gotta actually educate our people on the real history of India, not the history that the colonizers have tried to put it there, tried to tell us is real, but the actual history of India. And so when you're you feel like you're losing your language, you're losing your culture, you're losing so much, and you're becoming exactly what the West wants you to become. It's a problem. So then it does feel like from the videos I've watched more and more, I feel like more Indians are being truly educated about the real history of India, and I get to be educated about the history of India, which is cool.
so let's get to the more encouraging direction on what's going on, because we're seeing a shift now. A slew of hard-nosed, no-nonsense patriots who are willing to stand in the gap and carry the torches, who's evaluated the breaches of their former societies, past, and refuse to accept the invasive pressures from those deviating from their country's societal norms. So they're starting to regain control. And Yogi's speech within the walls of Uttar Pradesh Legislative Assembly session, where the chief minister criticized the Samajwadi Party, the SP, for hypocrisy regarding education policies, specifically highlighted for English medium schools for their own children while advocating for resource poor schools for others. And like I said before, it sounds simple, but it's not. I've watched thousands upon thousands of speeches, legislator sessions, major universal debates, and from all who's who in the political zoos and who's who in the educational zoos, the media gurus and wisdomatic, problematic, world-solving greats delivered words of wisdom and understanding that have led to major changes on Earth. Speech analysis, observation, and interpretation. Well, this is my forte. Within the time I've spent having these seeds planted and watching them grow, I see this guy as someone who not only, and this is dangerous, good dangerous, but I see this guy as someone who not only speaks those things that be not as though they are by faith, because without works, faith is dead. And Yogi offers the works that coincide with his faith in what he says is going to get done. It's direct, it's forthright, it's backed by works on the streets with the people. It's actually been a breath of fresh air to find someone like this in today's society. Another amazing piece of Modi's dream team of politicians that India is now producing alongside like the likes of Jay Shankar and Tharoor and those guys. Of course,
Yeah, Tharoor was definitely another one of them that just wasn't coming to my head.
Minister Modi at the helm. I've watched it. And I've
Paul,
listened to
Palki Sharma, that's the one I was thinking of. It's not Sharma, is it? I know it's Paul.
it over and over again, thinking to myself, this is easier said than done.
Yeah.
But getting it done by doing it himself, Yogi and team, along with the people in line with them in India, are doing it. The India, they're with them. The country. I mean, it's a new day. They're doing it together. It's a new day. America could use a Yogi to straighten some things out, or at least they can learn and try to mimic some of Yogi's tactics. What we're finding in this is a true patriot, a genuine find. So grab a drink if you wish. And like I said, it sounds simple.
I guess I do wish to grab a drink.
Uttar Pradesh has been owned by the Bachapuri, Adawi, Radha, and Bundelkandis. Our government is promoting academic activities for all of them. These are all the languages of Hindi, that is, the daughters of Hindi. It's based on language diversity. And we should welcome this. This award goes to the world-class writers, not just academic writers, but also people representing the general public from different parts of society. The voice of a person sitting on this last platform should be heard in these places. For that, if someone can't speak Hindi fluently, then he should be given the right to keep his speech in Bhojpuri, in Adwi, in Braha, in Badalkandi. What has happened that they didn't speak in Bhojpuri? They spoke it there. And what is Urdu doing here? It's very strange. You tell me. That's why I say the character of the socialist has been so repeated, so much that they will send their children to English public schools.
Dang.
And other people's kids will be told to study in the village school where there's no education. This repetition, like Jaki Rahi Bhavana. Prabhu Murari saw it. This is the practice of you people. That's why even yesterday you opposed Bhojpuri, opposed Advi, opposed Bunkel Kandi.
He makes a good point. But I also do feel like dang, say you'll send your kids to English schools, but you'll send other kids right to the village schools where there is no education. So it's like, dang, yeah, I feel like if you all just came together and like, I don't know, figured out how to make the education system as best as you can. And I don't think U.S. education system is number one in the world. I don't know where we're at in the world. But you do see a lot of foreigners coming over here to go to college here. And I think that's just because the job after college, right? When you're talking about the U.S., I feel like that right now there still is more opportunity here. There's higher wages, higher cost of living too, but there's higher wages and things of that nature. And so you would send your kid. As a parent, you want your kid to have the best chance possible, and then going to school here and getting a good job out of school. You feel like is the best chance, but you do see what's happening in India. More and more Indians are deciding to stay, and they're keeping that brain power in India. And so you see the economy rising. You see wages are going to rise, and so cost of living will rise too as that rises. But you just see India rising more and more, and more Indians deciding to send their kids to the major Indian schools or keeping their kids in India.
And in your daily life, what kind of practices have been done? So, Mr. President, we do this. These speakers should be honored. For their protection, Bhojpuri Academy is organizing Adwadi Academy in the name of Saint Tulsi Das. Based on this Braha language, Surdas Ji has given all writings in that same language. Saint Tulsi Das Ji, his Kalchi writing, Ramcharitamanas, who not only in utter Bharat, in those who have migrated from India, in those who have gone to Mauritius or Fiji or any other country in their difficult times, Ramcharitamanas was written in Tulsidas Ji Adwi language. He was in support. Today, when he has been honored, you are opposing him. It is a very strange situation. All good deeds, this is the practice of you people. You will oppose all good works. All the good work that is in favor of our country. You're against it. And I think that this kind of opposition should be condemned. We support this. Those who have been honored by Uttar Pradesh speakers, thank you, and thank Vidhan Sabha Sakshwale for this. Tomorrow we started. The Socialist Party has opposed him, and I think this should be a part of the proceeding. They must expose him in front of society. These people will teach their children in English schools. If you want to give that facility for someone else's child, he says no. Make them learn Urdu. That is, they want to burn it into Mulavi. Make it like Kathpula and take it away. This cannot work. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I really want to thank you all for watching us here at the Speak and See Show. I ask that you like, subscribe, and click that notification button so that when we get information out, you can get information in. I want to just say blessings to the world out there, and may the peace of God reign over your countries and over your people. My faith is in the Prince of Peace, Jesus Christ, in whom I confide with everything. So guys, God bless you. You have an awesome day, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Shout out to my guy. Shout out to my guy because I absolutely freaking love that. Everyone's saying Yogi, not Modi, for this big event. From what I got from this video, I don't know too much about Yogi, so it's hard for me to say much about him. From this video, what I took is that Yogi don't play. Yogi sees the problem. Yogi handles the problem. He's not, it's not just talk and do nothing. No, he seems to be a man of action. I will say that about Yogi. Like I said, I don't know him too well, but it seems like a lot of Indians do love him. It seems like the people of Uttar Pradesh love him. And so if that many people love him, you figure he's probably a pretty good guy. Y'all talk to me in the comment section if you feel differently, though. If you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe, get a bit of thumbs up, check out the next. I'll see y'all next time.